We have a huge week this week with Kentucky and Stanford. Both games are at the Yum, Kentucky being Wednesday evening. Just a chance for fans who typically cannot get tickets to L&N Arena, a chance for them to come watch us play. And, Kentucky's a top 20 team, and the rivalry, there's a lot to go see at that match. So we're very excited.
And then Sunday we have Stanford.
Yep. Sunday we have Stanford at home in the Yum Center as well. So their top 5 team, really, really great competition. So we need Card Nation to fill the Yum Center. We hope the lower bowl is full and we push them to open the upper bowl.
Yeah, I know you've only seen your team a few matches now, but what's your analysis of the potential of this group?
We've looked really amazing at times. We've looked pretty poor at times, just like everybody early on in the season. But we have a ton of potential. We're still working on new things, and that's what's exciting is we're learning so much every single week and with every opponent. And we have the potential to be in the conversation in December, that's for sure.
Kind of going back to yesterday's match, you guys end up sweeping a top 15 opponent in Penn State. Maybe, obviously, like you just said, there were good, there was bad, there's everything in those types of matches. But how much of a confidence boost is that going into this big stretch for y'all?
Yeah, going into the stretch, it is tough because you have to take each game one at a time, and there's a lot of distractions, and I thought we did an amazing job of focusing just on Penn State, and I think it gives us a lot of confidence on, again, being able to be consistent and focused for, those 2 hours as long as it takes to beat Penn State, and that's the same mindset that we're going to have on Wednesday.
You can't predict that you guys are going to sweep 7 matches so far this year, but what are you seeing out of, just like you kind of mentioned, the consistency out of this group?
Yeah, again, we have a lot of consistency. We have some players emerging. Our 2 middle blockers, Kara Cressy and PK, have been phenomenal, and they didn't get a ton of playing time last year, so just seeing them develop, and each game they're getting better. We have a new setter who's also improving every match, and she's proving, again, to be one of the best setters in the country, so we're very, again, excited about the future and that we know we have a lot more to do.
Charitie, what has the adjustment been like for you coming here?
It's a big adjustment, actually, because, I wasn't really used to a lot of competitive practices. That's always what I've wanted, and that's always what I've dreamed of. And I knew that Dani and the other coaches on the coaching staff, that's what they believe in practices, and it's really helped us in games. So it's a big adjustment, but I love it.
Dani, kind of a bigger picture question. Obviously, when you look at the viewership of, the national championship match and then just being able to play, 2 matches in the Yum Center, I guess, what does that mean to you, and what does that say about just the growth of the sport and the popularity?
Yeah, it's huge, and really, really impressive where volleyball is heading as a sport in the city of Louisville. I'm just proud that we are able to do our part, and that's one of the reasons why we wanted to move some games down to the Yum Center. Is we want to be part of pushing the sport forward, getting more eyes on us, more eyes on the sport, and you're seeing ESPN pick up matches where, in the past they might have one on the main network. Now there's multiple, there might be one almost every week. So it's an exciting time to be in the sport of volleyball, and I'm just looking forward to seeing what else we can do. I heard the Final Four is already sold out in Tampa, and that's impressive as well. So just seems like every year there's records being broken in our sport, and we're just scratching the surface, in my opinion.
What attracted you to transfer to Louisville, and what's it been like? Has it been about what you expected, or what are your thoughts on that?
Coaching staff, honestly, that's what attracted me here. And it's really like a family, because my family is super far away. In California, they were far away. Here, they're far away as well. So, I don't really get to see my family a lot. They don't have the opportunity to come to my games a lot either. So having a coaching staff that's like a second family is something that was huge to me. and just means a lot to me. Same with the girls on the team. They're like my sisters. I have a sister as well, but she's far. So the girls on the team, they're like my sisters as well, and it's just everything that I could have ever dreamed of. It's just been so great. I've heard a lot. That's all I've been hearing all week. We played them in the spring, but I feel like it wasn't as big of a talk. But now it's everything. That's all I'm hearing. I just got my nails done and I got them the wrong color. But it's a big rivalry, and I'm excited. I'm very excited.
Yeah, I think part of college athletics is that makes it fun and special are rivalries like Kentucky, Louisville, and when I got here, I couldn't believe just how intense it was. I think it's got to be one of the biggest rivalries in the country. Kentucky is a really great program, and we kind of got handled by them for the first few years while I was here. So I'm excited that I feel like now we have a chance, and we're going to be in this match. And they're again 2 top 20 programs in the state of Kentucky, in itself is impressive. And then when we get to compete on a national stage, on TV, and in the Yum Center, it puts a spotlight on the state, which is cool.
I asked her what attracted her to Louisville. What attracted you to her? And how has she performed so far?
Charitie is an amazing athlete. I've said it a couple times this year already. I'd put her up against any athlete on campus, male or female, of what she can do. So that was number one, just athleticism. And then I knew we could help make her a great player. She already was a great player, but we could fine-tune some things. And, we could help her reach her goals of All-American, winning national championships. And then, also we had to have a need. So we had lost Claire Chassé last year, who was ACC Player of the Year. And in order for us to keep this program moving forward, we needed to fill those shoes. And it was a big get for us. We were celebrating in the offices for a week when she committed. So.
Yeah, you touched upon it a few weeks ago at the media days, but what's exciting about playing in the Yum, and maybe some of the differences between playing there and playing at LNN and Charitie? I guess, how excited are you to be able to play in a big-time arena like that?
Yeah, the biggest difference is the size. So the depth perception is way different. You don't hear the crowd as much, even though there's more people, because they're a little further away from the court. But it feels like big time, and these athletes deserve that. We've talked about our sport, that where it's headed, deserve to be on a big time stage. And I was always, a little hesitant to move matches down there because we do have such a huge home court advantage at LNN, and the convenience of LNN. But again, we want to be part of moving this sport forward and getting more people in the community out to our matches. And it's really exciting. After last season, it's like, well, I wouldn't mind moving even more matches down to Yum Center. So I know we're all pretty excited to be down there.
Yeah, and I'm very excited. I've seen some of the basketball games, how they are there, and can't even imagine how the volleyball games are going to be. And I've also seen that there's going to be some courtside seating, so I'm excited for that. It feels big time.
Josh talked last week about being careful not to move too many because of your home court advantage, but how do you figure out what's the right number, do you think?
Honestly, really comes down to availability of the Yum Center. So I feel like some of that's out of our control, but I think a third of the season can be played down there, and big games where we know we're going to draw a big crowd, and we don't want to lose the fact that LNN is a hard ticket to get. I think that is one thing that makes our program special, but yeah, I don't know. I think it just is going to vary year by year of what's appropriate and how many matches to move down there. Thank you, guys. See you on Wednesday, I hope.